Hey, what's going on there, YouTube? Kai here with The Path of Life, and I've just been sitting at my computer today checking out some of the comments that I've been getting on YouTube, and a few of the comments that I have gotten have asked me more of my opinions of the Canik TP9 SFx, which has been featured in a lot of the videos that I have put out that are gun related. Here in just the last little while, I've put out a video on making Sig Sauer P226 magazines work in your Canik TP9 SFx. Put out a video on stippling and some of the aesthetic customization that I've done on this TP9 SFx. I've also put out a video on my competition holster that I use for this gun. I also just yesterday posted a video on some of the new steel targets that I am using for practicing for competition stuff. So I've done a lot of videos where I've used this gun and where I've talked a little bit about it, but now it's time to share with you my thoughts and ideas after firing 2,500 rounds through this Canik. So the other day while I was out at the range shooting some steel for another one of my videos, I hit 2,500 rounds in this gun. Fired 2,500 rounds through this gun. I have had this firearm here for a couple of months now, and I've really developed a relationship with this gun and a comfort level with this gun that is maybe only superseded by my connection that I have with my everyday carry gun, which is a Springfield XDM 9mm. And that's just because I practiced with that gun so much. I fired that gun countless number of rounds. So this gun is right up there though. I have fired quite a few rounds in a relatively quick amount of time through this gun. I've only cleaned it once, full like disassembly clean. I've oiled it and lubed it up and made sure that everything is smooth on it, but I have only actually cleaned this gun one time. And other than a hiccup that I had while running the SIG P226 magazines for the first time, I have not had a single malfunction out of this gun. There was one failure to feed on those SIG magazines, and that was the first time running through those SIG magazines. Aside from that, no malfunctions, both running the optic and not running the optic. So I want to run through a really quick comparison between this gun and some of the other guns that are what I would classify as like in the same class as this gun. So first, just to run through some stats with you guys, the Canik TP9 SFx, it's a 5.25 inch barrel, weighs in at 29 ounces, comes standard with 20 round magazines, and has a 4-pound trigger pull. I've measured mine at between 3.8 and 4.3. Now, some of the other guns that I might compare as being in the same class as this is first the XDM 5.25 inch competition, which comes in at about $300 more than this Canik. The Canik TP9 SFx you can pick up for $495. A lot of times you can find them for cheaper than that. Sometimes a little bit more, but right around there, $490, $495 is a pretty good running price for the Canik. The XDM is $795, so a little bit pricier, $300 more, but you have the same barrel length, you have the same weight, 29 ounces. You lose out on 1 round of capacity, 19 round magazines for that one, and you have a 5.5 pound trigger pull. So pretty comparable on a lot of areas, it's just a little bit more expensive. Next one in that lineup is the Smith & Wesson M&P Pro, which is a 5-inch barrel. Comes in at $200 more than the Canik at about $685. Has only a 17 round magazine and has a 4.5 pound trigger pull. And the last one that I want to throw in on this video is the Glock 34, which comes in at $675, somewhere in there, a couple $100 more than the Canik again. You have a 4.5 pound trigger pull and again a 17 round capacity, but you're a little bit lighter. You're at 26 ounces as opposed to 29 ounces. So That's a little bit lighter, and again, that's unloaded weight. So when you factor in, you got an extra 3 ounces in the gun, plus another 3 rounds. The Canik TP9 SFx is definitely heavier, but you have those extra 3 rounds of capacity. Now, now a lot of people. Sorry, I've been kind of getting over a little bit of a chest congestion thing going on. Now, a lot of people have complained a little bit about the height over bore, and that the bore axis is a little bit high off the grip. For me, that hasn't been an issue. I've shot a lot of MMPs, and I know that the MMP is hard to beat in the bore over grip axis. But this gun feels extremely comfortable in the hand. It's really easy for me to bring up on target, and then after a round is fired, it just seems to pop straight back down onto target. I have only on a few occasions, only when the sun is like right in my face, have I had to actually like double check and make sure that my sights have fallen back on the target. But it seems that they just drop straight back on almost every single time. So it makes for a really quick follow-up shot for me. I'm able to shoot this gun relatively quickly, especially shooting 2 shots on a target and getting a really good grouping. You have the interchangeable back strap. I have the larger of the 2 in here, and then shaved it down and got rid of all of the factory texturing. The factory texturing is okay, but for a competition gun, I'm not really a fan of the front grip texturing, and then just wanted to do something a little bit different, so I stippled my gun. I also, and a lot of this I went through in my cosmetic customization of this gun, but this charging handle, the way that it comes, is about twice as long as this, and it's just abnormally large, too big for what I need. I can grip this with one hand if I need to, but I actually end up gripping the gun like this, wrapping my thumb around the back end, and that works really well. I like the front cocking serrations, the slide lightning cuts here. That's lightening, not lightning as in lightning and the thunder. Not only does it look badass, but it also gives this gun the same weight as the TP9 SF. You have these 4 lightning cuts on each side of the top, and then you have these 2 lightning cuts on the bottom as well. So it just lightens up that front end and helps with recoil management a lot. This is not to be confused with porting. You can get the Smith & Wesson MMP Pro. You can get that factory ported, and it has some cuts in the slide as well. But underneath the barrel is ported. This barrel is not ported, so this is just a optic ready competition gun that's been lightened. It's not ported. So in competition, you can shoot this in carry optic class if you have that as an option. Otherwise, you can shoot at open sights and you're in the limited division. I also am a huge fan of this extended magazine release and the extended slide release. I don't have to break my grip. I use the largest of the magazine releases on here, and it makes it extremely easy to dump magazines. I also like how much power the magazines eject with. The way that that spring is set up, it just shoots those magazines out of there, which is great. I like that there's some crossover customization stuff, because typically for a less mainstream gun, you have a hard time finding customizations and stuff like that, but being able to use the SIG P226 magazines in this gun with a little bit of a modification, and with being able to use the CZ75 base plates on those magazines so that you can get the +4 extensions on an 18 round magazine, getting yourself 22 rounds of capacity, and also that you can use virtually any of the big brand RMRs on this pistol. Offers a lot of customization and interchangeability to get you the competition gun that you want. Ultimately, a competition gun is only as good as you can run it. And the more that you can contour that gun to you, the faster and the easier that you can run it. So I really enjoy that about the Canik TP9 SFx. Ultimately, I find that it's an extremely easy gun to use and a really good gun, especially for the price. As you can see, the other 3 guns that I have in the lineup here are $200 to $300 more expensive than this TP9 SFx. So some people ask if I'm a Canik fanatic. I have to say yes on the Canik fanatic forum, and I am just a fan of the Canik pistol, especially the Canik TP9 SFx. Please leave me a comment down below with any of your questions about this gun, also your opinions. I love hearing from you guys, answering your questions. I try and respond to every comment. If you found this video to be useful at all, give me a thumbs up. Also, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and also click on the little bell icon so you can be notified when we come out with other videos like this one. Until next time, take care of yourselves, everybody, and make it a great day. Peace out.